Hey guys, I'm back with another PvP tips video, and this isn't really one that was requested, but it might be one that you didn't realize you needed. This time I'm going to be talking about fighting other ships at Reaper's Hideout. There's a lot involved in trying to do this successfully, so hopefully these tips will help you get a little bit better. Reaper's Hideout is the home of the Reaper's Bones faction, who accept any and all types of loot, making this island a very popular turn-in spot, especially for those who are stacking tons of treasure. Not only that, it is very difficult to fight on and around this island, as there are many little sandbars everywhere that'll put holes in your ship. Also, the island is surrounded by 4 cannons, which you can use to your advantage, but can also make it really tough for you to get your boat in close if there's already a crew on the island. So the first thing you should do if you're chasing someone who's headed towards Reaper's Hideout is check the back of their boat to see if they have a harpoon rowboat attached. If so, it's probably a good bet that they are going to try and turn in everything at once, so you want to prioritize shooting yourself over and trying to stop them. So that leads me into the whole dilemma behind fighting at Reaper's Hideout. You have so many choices. Do you shoot over to try and protect the turn-in or maybe steal the treasure? Do you try to shoot their ship while they're parked and get them away from the island? Or do you just try and sink them right there at the island while they're parked? There are multiple ways to go about it, and you will have to decide what works best in your situation. In my opinion, your best bet is to shoot over first to do some reconnaissance and see exactly what they're doing. Do they have a rowboat? Are they turning everything in all at once? Are they dropping everything one by one? After you know that, you can try to steal some of it, and then if you die, you can move on to your other options.
Yo.
Nice sword lord stream. Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Are you like
Good job.
actually the Blurbs?
However, before you shoot over, make sure your boat is somewhere safe, especially if you're solo. Don't forget, there's cannons all over the island they can easily sink you with. So what I like to do is try and approach from the west or northwest side, where there aren't any cannons, and maybe get my boat going in a loop, far enough to where they can't easily swim to it, but close enough to where I can shoot myself over. If not that, sometimes I will align my wheel to do a wide circle around the entire island. But remember, they can always shoot themselves out of the cannon to board you, so it can be a bit tricky. Remember how I said you could use those cannons to your advantage? A common mistake people make is that they will sometimes park their ship right in the line of sight of one of these cannons. So if you are already on the island and you've maybe killed everyone, hop on those cannons and try to knock down their mast, hit them with some cursed cannonballs, or just lay into them with as many cannon shots as possible. And if they try and sail away, you should be able to shoot yourself out of the cannon and hopefully get aboard to try and sink them. So if the enemy ship is parked at Reaper's Hideout and they're not in range of the cannons on the island, you have a couple options here. If you're in a crew, you can be a bit more aggressive, like this brig in the background here. You can notice they pull up on this galleon and just start firing at them point blank, and they actually manage to sink them. However, if you want to play it more safe, or if you're playing solo, what you probably should do is try and keep your distance and shoot at the enemy ship and try and scare them into leaving. So once the enemy ship has left Reaper's Hideout, hopefully with their loot still on board, you can just try and sink them as you normally would, ship to ship, just away from the island. However, one of the best things you can do is that if you can board their ship and try and steer them in range of the island cannons and then anchor them, after that, you might want to try and knock down their masts from their own ship, maybe firebomb them, anything you can do to keep them in place. Then swim over to the island, get on the cannon, and try and sink them that way. Fighting at Reaper's Hideout is one of the toughest things you can do in this game, especially if you're solo. So even if you end up following all of these tips perfectly, you still may not win. So try not to get discouraged. If you can try and steal a couple things from their turn-in, maybe chalk that up as a win. But at the end of the day, it's all experience, and that's what matters. Okay, that's it for me today. I give away in-game items every Wednesday, and I occasionally have Twitch drops over at my stream at twitch.tv/blurbs, where I stream every weekday afternoon and most weekends. So please feel free to come in, ask some questions if you need, or just hang out. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.